here I am. Guess what I'm sitting next to? Can you see them? This is my little garden that I've been working on. I planted a lot of seeds this spring, and I am going to be talking to you about gardening and springtime and some of those things that we have out at this time of year. And where I'm at, it's just starting to get a little bit warmer. The days have been very rainy. There's a saying, it's called April showers bring May flowers. Well, hopefully we're on to see those May flowers sooner than getting all that rain again. But in the meantime, I brought these on for you to see, and I'm going to be telling you what those are as we go along. So I hope that you are starting to see all the changes outside around you. I know everything here is starting to look a lot more green, and things are starting to grow, and the leaves are coming out, and like I said, the sun is getting brighter and a little bit warmer too. And we had so much fun the other day being outside. We worked for hours outside to get our backyard up and ready, and it felt good to be outside, breathing in all that fresh air and getting some exercise. By the end of the night, we were tired and our muscles were feeling sore from all the pushing and the pulling of all the weeds. Do you get to go outside and do any of those fun things? I have been hearing about a lot of people that have been doing just what I'm doing. Maybe it looks a little bit different, but they are starting to think about having their own garden. I talked to quite a few people actually this past week, and they were telling me that they've been growing too. I used old egg cartons and I kept them out of the garbage to recycle them and to reuse them. That's a real important thing that we should be doing. And that's one way that we can use it in a new kind of way. Usually we make these cartons into crafts, making caterpillars or flowers or all kinds of other things. But this time we chose to use it by putting some dirt or soil in it and taking some seeds. And some of the seeds we did buy from the store that already had them ready for us, but some of them were seeds that I chose to save from some of the very food that we ate at our house, like a butternut squash and some green peppers and some zucchini seeds. And we have the ones that I purchased were the carrots, and I got pumpkin seeds because I cannot wait for the fall, because one of my favorite colors is orange, and I'm waiting for those to come. They're down here. But this tall one that you see, these are my yellow squash. And these shorter ones right here, these are peas. And these are butternut squash and the carrots. And over here I have the tomatoes, and over in the front I even have some honeydew melon. And outside, waiting out there for me, hasn't grown too much yet, but I'm starting to see it. I actually planted a clove of garlic. And I also took some of the potatoes that were starting to grow. I put those in the dirt too. I've never done potatoes before. So you know what? We're trying something new. And if it works, and if it doesn't, I have to say, that's okay. But maybe I have to learn what I did that maybe didn't work or why it didn't work. And that's all part of a learning adventure. And that's what we're on together. So I hope that you might be willing to take this idea and try it out in your home. Never know, right? The only thing we wouldn't know is if we never tried. So I hope that you give it a try. Talk to your parents. These are the vegetables. Now, we do learn some new signs from American Sign Language every week that we get together. So I asked my friend Mickey, my daughter, to tell me some of the signs that I could teach you. So, digging, let's put our hands together and just act like you're digging, right? You put the shovel in and you pull it out and toss the dirt behind you. Maybe not so dramatic like that, because you don't want to spread dirt on the person next to you or behind you, right? Plus, if you're planting something, you still need that dirt. But that's the action for digging. And when I was digging just the other day, do you know what we found inside of the dirt? Yeah, a lot of worms. So with that, you take your hand, you put it out straight like this, and you take your little finger, and that's a worm. That's a fun one. So there's all different kinds of gardens, right? There's vegetable, there's fruit, and there's also a flower garden. Now, right now today, I'm really going to just be talking about the spring and vegetable gardens and the rain and the things that we need, like the sun, in order for all of these things to grow. We have to have water, we have to have sunlight, and we have to have good dirt for them to grow in. Kind of like we just need some good things too. We need the sunlight, we need water, not to make us grow, but we need water to drink, right? And to take a bath in, and to go swimming hopefully in the summer, or when you go away, maybe you get to go to the pool, or you have your own pool, whatever it is. And we don't eat dirt, but did you know that most of the vegetables and things that we get did grow in the dirt? And so, like I said before, one of the other things that we're going to talk about is a flower garden. But if you come back and you look, I'm going to do a special section just on the flowers. And I'll teach you that sign there and some songs about the flowers and read a little book about a flower garden. Okay? So here we were talking about the vegetables. So V, make the letter V in sign language, looks like the real letter V. And you put it here, and that's for vegetable. Now, garden is like this. See, look, dirt, things growing. So if you do multiple ones, it's like having a garden, right? So vegetable, garden, and there's fruit, garden, and I'll give you the sneak peek. But you promised you have to come back and hear the story too, so you can do your sign with me. But flower is this, like you're smelling the flower, right? Oh, some of them smell so good, but there's also a few that make me start to sneeze. Chew! Whew. Oh. Well, let's get started on our letters. I have heard a few of you have been really practicing, and some of our new friends, we want to show you what we've been doing too, because as you go on your adventures, you are going to come across more and more words that you are going to learn how to read, and pretty soon you're going to put all those words together to make sentences and make stories. And I love the stories because it's about what you experienced on your learning adventure. So here we go. How we do this, just in case you don't know, is I'm going to say this letter name, I'm going to say the picture name, and then I'm going to make the sound that this letter makes. Okay? It's not the only sound that that letter makes, but this is how we start. This is called foundations. And so this is how it would sound. A, apple, ah. Great job. See, you guys are pros at this. All right, here we go. A, apple, ah. B, bat, b. C, cat, k. D, dog, d. E, ed, e. F, fun, f. G, game, g. H, hat, h. I, itch, I. J, jug, j. K, kite, k. L, lamp, l. M, man, m. N, nut, n. O, octopus, ah. P, pan, p. Q, u, queen, qu. R, rat, S, snake, s. T, top, t. U, up, V, van, v. W, wind, w. X, fox, x. Y, yellow, y. Z, zebra, z. Excellent, good job. Now we're going to do those same letters, but we are going to do them using our hands for sign language. If you're not sure, just watch me. A, B, C, D, you see it? D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N O P Q R S T U V, there's the V, W X Y and Z. Great job. That's a big workout for our fingers, right? And then you add in some of those words we've been doing. We've learned quite a few words. If you go back and watch all the videos, we have learned quite a bit. Every week that we do a new theme, we like to introduce. So remember, what was garden? Remember, here's the dirt and here's things growing. That makes sense, right? Dirt, I'm digging, worm, you might see some in the dirt, and vegetable and fruit, and you put them together and we're talking about the garden. And rain is what we need, and sunshine too. Oh, it's so much fun working out there and seeing what your hands can do to help things grow. That's being very responsible. Good for you. Well, we love to sing songs in here, so I have some songs for us today that have to do with our garden. And this one is called The Days of Spring, and it's to the farmer in the dell. The farmer in the dell, you don't always sing too much, but it sounds like this. Okay, let's see. The days of spring are here, warm sunny days are near, flowers and bees and birds and trees, the days of spring are here. Ooh, that reminds me. We started to see a lot of bees outside. They're really important. But I know a lot of people get really, really nervous and scared of them too. We do have to be careful near them, and not all of them can sting you. Maybe that's a good thing for you to research and look into. Have someone help you find out what bees sting, what bees don't, and what ones should you swat away, or should you just keep busy and don't mind them? If you run away, will it get them upset? There's a lot of things that we can learn about. That's a good idea. Now, like I said, in spring it says, April showers bring May flowers. Showers are all the rain. We had mostly a rainy week last week, so this is kind of appropriate. It's called Raindrops Are Falling Down, and it's to the tune of London Bridges. Raindrops are falling down, falling down, falling down. Raindrops are falling down, gifts from heaven. Flowers are growing all around, all around, all around. Flowers are growing all around, gifts from heaven. Oh, I know that the rain did bring out a lot of things. Like I told you, things that our flowers and vegetables need are rain and sun so that they can grow. So there's another one about weather, and it's to the tune of bingo. There was a time when we got wet and rainy was the weather. R-A-I-N-Y, 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 and rainy was the weather. There was a day when we were blown and windy was the weather. W-I-N-D-Y, 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 and windy was the weather. I spelled out those words, windy and rainy, and we made the word. So I don't know if you know it, but you just did it. If you keep practicing, you'll be able to do that too. And that's how we start to learn. So you can take that song and keep going on and on and on when you add your own words to it. That would be fun. How about you think of some great weather words that you can add to that song? That would always be a fun one. Now, I was telling you about the seeds. Seeds can be real little, and some seeds can be a little bit bigger, like a pumpkin seed. If you've ever cut open a pumpkin or a watermelon, sometimes nowadays we try to eat these seedless watermelons, But sometimes those black seeds are still in there. They're not too small, but you can see them. How about in an apple there's seeds, and in an orange, and a lemon, there's seeds everywhere. But the seed is what I need to take and put into the dirt and water and put in the sun so it'll grow. So let's sing a song about a seed, and it's to the tune of I'm a Little Teapot. That goes like this. I'm a little teapot, short and stout. Got it? Okay. Here's a little seed in the dark. It comes in the warm sun, yellow shines. Down comes the rain, wet and slow. Up comes the little seed, grow, grow, grow. You can move your hands too. This is a great one. And then when we were planting the seeds, there's a lot of steps that you need to do. You just don't go outside and put it on the ground, do you? No. Gardening is a lot of work, especially in the very beginning. And one of the things that we need to do is clean out the dirt, pull the weeds. So we can start with that one. This is the way we pull the weeds, pull the weeds, pull the weeds. This is the way we pull the weeds all day long. This is the way we plant the seed. Make a little hole. Plant the seed, plant the seed. This is the way we plant the seed all day long. Then what? This is the way we put the dirt on, put the dirt on, put the dirt on. This is the way we put the dirt on all day long. Now, the seed is in the ground. The dirt is over it. What did I tell you it needs? It does need the sunlight, but first we need to water it. So maybe you have a watering can, or maybe a little jar of water. Whatever it is that your mom or dad, grandma or grandpa, your aunt or uncle, or whoever your trusted adult is with you that's outside helping you garden will help you with that. So let's pretend we had a watering can. This is the way we water our plants, water our plants, water our plants. This is the way we water our plants all day long. Then what happens? As they start to grow, they come up, right? And this is the way the plants grow, the plants grow, the plants grow. This is the way the plants grow all day long. And then sometimes while they're out there, we see the bugs. It might be a bee, it might be a butterfly even landing on it, or a caterpillar. So let's just say bugs. This is the way we see the bugs, we see the bugs, we see the bugs. This is the way we see the bugs all day long. Now some of them aren't there to hurt the plant, so we don't want to automatically hurt them because we need the bees to help us. They have a really important job, and they're not going to eat the plant or anything that you're growing. They're just there to help. But we do have to watch the caterpillars and some bugs, but not all of them. And then when it's the time that they grew big enough and we get to take them, we call it picking or taking them off of the vine. You have to be very gentle and very careful because we don't want to break the vine because it may still grow more. So be very careful when you go outside in the future and they're all ready to grow to be picked. Be very careful. Okay. So let's pretend they're ready now. So this is the way, I'm not going to grab it, I'm just going to pick it. This is the way we pick the plants, pick the plants, pick the plants. This is the way we pick the plants all day long. Whew! You see what I was telling you about so much work? Well, you can add more to that all by yourself. You can think of some, because you're so super smart, you can think of some more ways to add to this. I'm pretty sure of it. Ooh. Here's another one about the rain, and it's to the tune of the wheels on the bus. The rain in the clouds comes falling down, falling down, falling down. The rain in the clouds come falling down on a rainy day. And then the rain makes a great big puddle. What do you think we could do in the puddle if it's okay? This is the way we jump in the puddle, jump in the puddle, jump in the puddle. This is the way we jump in the puddle all day long. Did you ever try that? It is fun, but sometimes we get really wet and sometimes we get really muddy. That means in the house and take a shower, right? Well, those are fun things, and I hope that you do get to experience it and have fun and enjoy the spring. It doesn't last forever. There's 4 seasons in a whole year. We start with winter, where I'm at. We turn into spring, where we are right now. Then comes summer, and then comes fall. I love the fall because I love pumpkins and the leaves here change colors and it's so beautiful. I love it. Well, I want to give you some ideas of things that you can do at home to enjoy this theme. So one of the things that I did is I came up with a paper, just a plain piece of paper, and on top I wrote my beautifully colored flower garden. And do you know what we used? We used something called dot painting. And it was a little bottle that had a little dot on the top, and we just used all different colors. And then we went back and we used our fine motor skills and we would draw a green stem to each color. And we made a beautiful garden. But that was my idea. What idea do you have to make a beautiful flower garden? Come up with that idea. You can try that. Ooh, have you ever seen a forsythia branch? This is the one that in my area when it grows, all along the branch there's these beautiful yellow little flowers that come out. Eventually they fade off and drop off and they become green leaves. But what I did is I had the kids use yellow tissue paper, or you can use yellow construction paper, or if you don't have any of that and you only have a white piece of paper, you can color that paper in yellow or use paint or whatever. And you cut little pieces and you crumple them up into a little ball. Plus we're exercising and moving those muscles that we need to be able to write later. And we glue them onto the branches. It's beautiful. You can make them any color you want, whatever you want to do, as long as we're working and using those muscles to get our job done. That's the whole point of it. And if you loved it, I loved it. Okay, now one of the other things that we did for moms and dads or whoever's with you that can go and find, I found this picture of a watering can. And if you notice, it has a dotted line. It's not a solid black line because I want you to practice tracing, because it's so important for you to learn how to trace, because you're going to start writing all your letters. And probably by now you guys already are learning all your letters and can write your name and everything, which is awesome. But for my younger friends who are just learning, this is a great practice. Then you can color it in. What color would you make your watering can? It's up to you. It's yours. Now, another way that we did some fine motor using our hands and practicing and making those muscles nice and strong and practicing your number skills is I found this beautiful flower and it has numbers. And you follow the dot to dot and it has the numbers. So you have to follow in the right number order. So it would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And whammo, you made a beautiful flower. You can color it in. You can even take turns with someone and make this a fun project for both of you. Or how about draw your own flower using dot to dot and then let someone solve your mystery picture by putting all the dots together. That's a fun one. Ooh, this one I made and it says spring rain. Do you know what we did with this? Oh, there's so many different things that are running through my mind right now. We glued on some cotton balls for the cloud, but they wouldn't be white because a white puffy cloud is usually when it's nice out. But it could be gray or dark gray clouds, and there was a lightning bolt in there, and we did glitter on that one, but that's not always so popular. So maybe paint it, whatever you want to do. Just giving you ideas. But the raindrops, we used water. And what we did with that is we made some food coloring, the blue color food coloring in there to color our water. Because we are talking about rain, and so we wanted to see what water does. We've never painted with watercolors before, or you can come up with your own idea. Draw more raindrops over here. Practice those writing skills, right? There's so much you can do with this. Go for it. And if you're done with it, take a picture and send it to me so I could see what you've done. I'd love to make a gallery of all the different ideas. This one is just a picture of a flower. How would we decorate it? What is your favorite color? What would you use to put on the petals? We came up with so many different ideas. I made a collage table, and the kids were able to choose whatever they wanted to decorate their flower and make it their own. There were different colored rice we used. We also used tissue paper. We used construction paper that they used their cutting skills and made them small enough that they could glue on there. We used fabric. We used cotton. We used anything that you can imagine. But that was in my classroom where I was sure where I got all of our supplies. Make sure before you go and take anything that you ask permission to do that. Promise? Good job. I like that. That's part of being responsible. You're grown up so fast. Now, here's a fun thing I also did. I made a whole bunch of shopping lists. And if you can see it on there, I have different items on our shopping list. Like this one says, I need 4 potatoes, 5 peas, 2 peppers, 3 corn, and 2 carrots. This one's very different. This one says I need 1 radish, 2 peas, 4 corns, 2 onions, and 4 tomatoes. Well, you get the idea. Everyone is a little different. And then what I did is I printed out a lot of these pictures that someone had available. And they had little pictures of different items. This is a radish. This is lettuce. Onion. Carrots. Peas and peppers. And it goes on and on and on and on. And look at this. Look at them all. And I would go and put them all around the room. And when I said, we are going shopping, did everyone bring their list? Everyone would look at their list and try to go and find as many as they said. We had to be really careful. We don't want to knock anyone over while we're trying to have fun grocery shopping, right? And we want to make sure that we get everything on our list. And so they would bring it back to me, and I would check their list to make sure that they were able to have everything. And then at the end, we would add all of these things together. That means I would take the corn plus the peas, plus the carrots, plus the tomatoes, plus the radishes, and find out how many items we had all at the end. This way we were also practicing our math. Then, when we had how many in total, I would take away items, which would be subtraction, taking away. That's another great way to do all your math and keep practicing. So that's a really fun idea. If you need more ideas, please make sure you send me a message and I can help you with that too. There's so many different items out there that I want to help you with. Okay, so let's get to our story today. This is the little flower seed, and it is Clifford, but when he was a puppy. It's the puppy days. Ready? Okay. Get yourselves ready. Come on close. Make sure that you can see. Okay. Spring is in the air, Clifford, said Emily Elizabeth. Can you feel it? Clifford wagged his tail. It was true. Oh, look, there's so many different things happening. Do you see the birds in the nest with the mama? Or the dad bringing home the worm? And the leaves on the trees are just starting to grow, and people are out and getting flowers because it makes it fun and feel alive and exciting. Ooh, Emily Elizabeth has a rake. Early spring is the best time to plant a new garden, said Mrs. Howard. The courtyard will look pretty when our garden starts to bloom, Emily Elizabeth said. I think so too. We'll have lots of vegetables and flowers in the garden, Clifford, Emily Elizabeth said. Even some carrots for Daffodil. I forgot that Daffodil is a little rabbit, right? They eat carrots. Sure, but even my dogs love to eat carrots, but not too many. Clifford looked and smelled, but he didn't see any carrots or flowers. I guess he's getting confused because they keep talking about the flowers or the vegetables, but they aren't there yet. What are they still? A seed. They still have to grow. Here they are in their packets, like some of mine started. Emily Elizabeth and her mother worked and worked. They dug holes in the dirt. What fun, Clifford thought. Ooh, that is a problem. My dogs were watching me dig in my garden, and then sometimes they would start digging. I guess they thought, hey, if you can do it, I would love to do it too. But then they would get yelled at and told not to do that. But see, they are making the holes, and that's one of our songs that we were saying. We need a hole to put the seed in. Then Emily Elizabeth dropped something teeny into each hole. Mrs. Howard covered each hole with dirt. What's going on? Clifford wondered. That's like our song we were just singing. We had to dig the hole, put the seed in, cover it with dirt. Check. All the seeds are planted, Emily Elizabeth shouted. Good work, said Mrs. Howard. Let's go fill the watering can and water our new garden. Check. Another thing we said was really important to do. Now they have their garden all lined up, and they put all the little seed packets in front with the pictures so that we can remember where they planted them and what will be growing there. Good idea. Good thinking. Oh, they have gloves on too so that their hands don't get too dirty. Uh-oh. Look at Clifford. He's wondering about that. Oh no. Now it's my turn to dig, Clifford thought. He dug and dug. I'm helping too, he thought. Uh-oh. What'd I tell you about my dogs? No, Clifford, Emily Elizabeth shouted. Stop digging up those seeds. Clifford was so confused. He didn't know what he did wrong. I understand that because he was watching them and they dug up the dirt, but he just didn't understand how seeds grow. Maybe you can help explain it to your friends who might not know how it works either. Seeds have to stay in the ground to become the trees or flowers or vegetables that we wanted, explained Emily Elizabeth. This sounded strange to that tiny puppy. It rained the next day. Rain is good for gardens, Daffodil said to Clifford. Why? Clifford asked. Seeds need water to help them grow up, Daffodil said. In a few days, Clifford saw something wonderful. Do you see it too? Something's growing, just like the sign that I taught you in American Sign Language for garden and growing, right? Out of the dirt, it comes up and grows. The little flower seed had grown into a tiny plant. Perfect. Soon all the seeds grew into tiny green plants. Clifford thought they were beautiful. Emily Elizabeth watered the garden every day. And every day the weather got warmer and warmer. And the plants grew and grew. Those are some of the important things that we said we needed: sunshine and water. The sunflower was Clifford's favorite. Mine too. When summer came, the puppy loved to stay in the cool of its shade. Oh, I haven't done that, but I certainly love sunflowers. Aren't they bright and cheery? They remind me of the sun. Isn't it wonderful? Mr. Sidarsky said. And the seeds are delicious. Who's eating that? A little family of mice. They love the seeds too. So do some birds and squirrels. That might be a little bit of a problem, but it's kind of a fun problem to have, and you're helping the environment. You are a good gardener, Clifford, Daffodil said. This is the best carrot I've ever eaten. Look, they were able to grow so many carrots, they have them in the basket there. And Clifford is sharing one of the things that he did. He helped them stay in the ground so that they could grow. So he did work at something. Emily Elizabeth, you should be very proud, said Mr. Howard. You grew a whole garden from little seeds. Clifford barked happily. The sunflower was growing, and so was he. Who knew how big they'd both get? The end. Well, Clifford wasn't used to the idea of putting a seed into the ground and growing it that way. And actually, most of us may not have known that either. And that's why this time I decided that we were going to try it ourselves to see how it really works. It's so easy going to the store and getting the vegetables and the fruit from someone else who worked really, really hard. But since we seem to have a lot of extra time right now, we decided, why don't we try it? And so we are on an adventure, just like Clifford. And he found out that there's a lot of things that we need to do to help take care of them. We need to give them water and let the sunshine and the warmth help grow them. And we also have to pull the weeds that come around them later on. And when we're ready and we think that they're ready to be taken off, we have to do it very carefully. And hopefully it'll keep growing. Now there's something else that Clifford did at the very end when he had all his vegetables too. He shared them. So sometimes people have enough that they grew and they don't need it, that they want to share it or give it or even sell it to other people. And you know what? That's a nice thing to do. Well, I hope that you have fun. I hope that you learned something new. And I really hope that you learned that you can try too and that you have the ability in you. I believe in you. I want you to believe in you. So go, have fun, think of a garden, maybe even draw how you want your garden to be. What do you want in your garden? I told you some of the things I have in mind. Do you know there's one more thing I wish I had? A watermelon garden. I love watermelon. So I think I want to go and get some watermelon seeds and add that into my garden. I don't know. It's up to me, I guess, right? So have fun, let me know, and tell me, send me a note, take a picture, draw a picture, whatever you can do. I'm proud of you. Have a great day and have fun in your garden.